Good evening, Denver, Colorado. How is everybody doing tonight? Excellent, excellent. I am doing well too. My name is Bryan Bielanski. I am a traveling musician from Charlotte, North Carolina. It is great to be back here at the Lair. And I'm going to play some songs for y'all tonight. And then after that, we're going to do the interview. It is all part of the Laxin at the Lair Sunday nights here at Lions Lair, one of the greatest venues in the country, if I may say so. I'm going to start off the show tonight, folks, with a song from my previous album, Bryan's Super Happy Fun Time 3. It was the predecessor to the current album, Bryan's Super Happy Fun Time 4. And this song is called Baby, I'm Your Super Mario. Baby, I'm your Super Mario. Oh yeah, you're Super Mario. Give me a try, you won't be sorry, oh. Oh no, you won't be sorry, oh. I'm getting big, I'm getting super. I'm gonna save you from King Koopa. You're gonna be my Princess Peach. The level 8 castle is in my reach. Baby, I'm your Super Mario. Oh yeah, you're Super Mario. You just stay away from Wario. Oh no, don't go with Wario. You're gonna be my Princess Peach. The level 8 castle is in my reach. All my dreams have come true, except the one where I save you. Where I save you, where I save you, where I save you, da-do, da-do-da-da-da-da-da-do. All my dreams have come true, except the one where I save you. I just wanna be your guy. We'll have a super happy fun time. Baby, I'm your Super Mario. Baby, I'm your Super Mario. Baby, I'm your Super Mario. Baby, I'm your Super Mario now. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very, very, very much. Well, this next song I'd like to perform, this is going to be one from my latest album, Bryan's Super Happy Fun Time 4, the sequel to the previous album, Bryan's Super Happy Fun Time 3. And so I'm a traveling musician, and I just travel around and play music all the time. So I write a lot of songs about the interesting things that happen to me as I travel around. And this is one of those songs. It's called Bryan's Super Happy Fun Time Blues. Well, I drove to Alabama for to play my gig. I showed up, the bar said, "You don't have one." I said I did. The next night there's more trouble you don't even know. They made me pay the cover charge at my own show. People think I got an easy life. I'll give you the news. Got the Bryan Super Happy Fun Time Blues. I go and find a truck stop to sleep in my car at night. I crack the window, those mosquitoes all got a real big bite. When I played my new songs at the Oklahoma show, the band says play a song we know, we'd recognize from the radio. People think I got an easy life. I'll give you the news. I got the Bryan Super Happy Fun Time Blues. Tequila. Tequila. Yeah, people think it's an easy life, but I'll give you the news. Got the Bryan Super Happy Fun Time Blues. Thank you very much. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That was Bryan's Super Happy Fun Time Blues, mixed in with a cover of the Champs' classic rock song, Tequila. And by the way, I just wanted to mention there is tequila on the menu here tonight at Lion's Lair. If anybody's... So, indeed, and thank you very much. As you see right back there, I mean, it can't get any better than that. So, this next song I'd like to perform, this is another road story. So I write a lot of road stories. So 2 years ago, I was on tour below the border to our friendly neighbors south of the border in Mexico. And I was performing at a restaurant in Mexico, and the owner of the restaurant in Mexico offered me, as part of my payment for performing, all I could eat tacos, but there was a condition. The condition was that I wrote a song about how much I love tacos. Right there on the spot, no time to prepare. Right on the stage, the owner made that proposition. So usually if somebody asks for a song, it's like something like, Dave Matthews Band or something like that, that I've never heard of or would never play. But since this owner asked that I write a song about tacos, it seemed like a good deal. I was hungry and very eager to eat the authentic Mexican tacos. So I wrote the song. It's called Thank God for Tacos, and it does also appear on my latest album, Bryan's Super Happy Fun Time 4, the sequel to the previous album, Bryan's Super Happy Fun Time 3. Ladies and gentlemen, before I begin to play Thank God for Tacos, we have a question.
Is Bryan's Super Happy Fun Time 3 also a sequel to Bryan's Happy Super Fun Time 2, or is it a standalone?
No, actually, the former is correct. So Bryan's Super Happy Fun Time 3 was the sequel to Bryan's Super Happy Fun Time 2, and thank you very much for the question. That was a very good question. Very good question. But now, ladies and gentlemen, before I continue, let's just be clear. I play a lot of shows at schools, and I do actually like to open up question and answers, not only because I think it benefits the children, but also because it buys me time, and that's more time I don't have to play songs. So does anybody else have any question? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. The answer to your question is no. I do not know any reggae songs. I do respect reggae as a genre, although it does not necessarily align with the Bryan Super Happy Fun Time motif. But I do enjoy reggae as a genre. Thank you very much. Now, before I commence with Thank God for Tacos, does anybody else have any other questions? Well, all kinds. That's a very good question, by the way, ma'am. So, all different kinds. As a matter of fact, last night I ate at a family-owned taco restaurant here in Denver, and they were called Taco Star. Now, as I travel around the country and the world, I always try to eat at the family-owned restaurants because, Taco Star, but let me just recommend something. Do not ask for the green hot sauce. That is don't ask for the green hot sauce. Don't ask for the red hot sauce either. Just take the tacos and go. Don't ask for hot sauce. That is my recommendation. Now, thank God for tacos. But before I commence with this song, one last chance for questions. Anybody? No. Excellent. So without further ado, thank God for tacos. Yeah! Thank God for tacos. Thank God for tacos, I really need that pico de gallo. I need my pico de gallo and a lot of cheese, lot of cheese, lot of cheese. Gracias el Dio para tacos. Gracias el Dio para tacos. Yo necesito mi pico de gallo. Mucho pico de gallo y mucho queso, mucho queso, mucho queso. Thank God for tacos. Thank God for tacos. Thank God for tacos. Thank God for... I once ate 9 at one time. Yeah, I ate 9 at one time. I'm not saying that's a good idea. It's not a good idea. I was really hungry. Really hungry. Really hungry. For tacos, thank God for tacos. Yo necesito mi pico de gallo, mucho pico de gallo y mucho queso, mucho queso, mucho queso. So thank God for tacos. French, merci mon Dieu pour tacos. German, danke schön God for tacos. English, thank God for tacos. Oh yeah. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. This next song I'd like to perform, it's actually one from Bryan's Super Happy Fun Time 3. Again, the predecessor from Bryan's Super Happy Fun Time 4. So as I mentioned, I am a traveling musician, full-time. It's my job. There's no secret political agenda funding my tours or anything, or like a secret rich wife or anything. So I spend all day at the library before my shows. Libraries are a great place to sit around all day for free because you quickly realize that as you travel the country and the world that there's not a lot of places that you can sit around for free in the air conditioning or the heat, depending on what time of year it is. So I wrote a song about hanging out at the library, and it's called Rock the Library. Well, honey, I know what you need. I like to write, you like to read. I really like the way you look. Are you gonna check out my library book? I'm your host with the most rockin' libraries, coast to coast, and I-10, I-20, I-30, 40, 50, I-60, I-70, 80. Love you, baby, I don't mean maybe. You're hotter than mashed potatoes and gravy. I'm your host, A-OK, rockin' libraries, USA. You look so cute in your glasses, studying for college classes. No fail, only passes, sweeter than Alabama molasses. I'm your host with the most rockin' libraries, coast to coast, on I-10, I-20, I-30, 40, 50, I-60, I-70, 80. Love you, baby, don't mean maybe. You're hotter than mashed potatoes and gravy. I'm your host, A-OK, rockin' libraries, USA, yeah. Rock, rock, rock the library. 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 I'm your host, A-OK, rockin' libraries, USA. Let's rock. Now, honey, I know what I need. I like a girl that likes to read. Come on, baby, I'm no fool. I know that the library's cool, and I'm your host with the most rockin' libraries, coast to coast, and I-10, I-20, I-30, 40, 50, I-60, I-70, 80. Love you, baby, don't mean maybe. You're hotter than mashed potatoes and gravy. I'm your host, A-OK, rockin' libraries, USA, yeah. Rock, rock, rock the library. 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 I'm your host, A-OK, rockin' libraries, USA. I'm your host, A-OK, rockin' libraries, USA. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Well, this next song I'd like to perform, it's actually from my album 2 albums ago, Bryan's Super Happy Fun Time 2, the second chapter of the Bryan's Super Happy Fun Time quadrilogy, and or tetralogy. Now, those are both words that are synonyms for a series of 4 chapters. Quadrilogy was derived from Latin, and tetralogy was derived from Greek, but both those words found our way into our English language. And this song is called Elf Girlfriend. She's an elf in the woods, she's magic. If she turns me away, it'd be tragic. Feel like I've known her for years. I really like her pointy ears. She's an elf in the woods, I discovered. She's an elf, I think I'm gonna love her. I know she lives inside a tree. It's really okay with me. I'm so intrigued, I never knew. That she exists, oh yeah, it's true. 'Cause my life was bad, but now it's cool. Well, I know what I gotta do. She's an elf in the woods, she's magic. If she turns me away, it'd be tragic. Feel like I've known her for years. I really like her pointy ears. She's an elf, prettier than Princess Zelda. I'm Quasimodo, she's Esmeralda. I I know she lives inside a tree. That's really okay with me. She's my elf. She's my elf girlfriend. She's my elf. She's my elf girlfriend. Girlfriend. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you kindly. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Well, this next song I'd like to perform is a song from my latest cassette single. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me make you aware. If you're not aware what these are called cassettes. This is what all the kids are listening to their music on these days. So pretty soon these are going to surpass TikTok and Spotify and all those backwards yesterday things. These are going to surpass all that stuff. Thank you very much. So, ladies and gentlemen, now this is my cassette single. Now, as you'll see, it has two sides. There are two songs on each side. Now, and once again, this is what all the kids are listening to these days. The adults don't know what they are. Now, so this is my cassette single, and it's called Mac and Cheese. Now, the reason it's called Mac and Cheese is because it's the name of the song, which is the single. Now, like the taco song, this was a song that was written by request. It's a road story, and it was a song that I wrote on the road. Now, a couple years ago, I was on tour on the West Coast in the state of Washington, and at this particular show, the tip jar was actually in the same place it is tonight, right in front of the stage. So at this particular show, a young man walked up with this box of mac and cheese, and he placed the mac and cheese into the tip jar. At this point, the audience, well, they all saw him do this, and they all started laughing at him, and they said, "Hey, what are you doing, man? That's Bryan's tip jar. You're supposed to put cash in that, not mac and cheese." And they were laughing at him, pointing at him, ridiculing him for placing this mac and cheese into the tip jar. But then, the young man turned around to defend himself. He's like, "What? Man, I read his laminated card. It said he accept donation. I thought that he meant food donation." So everybody was laughing. They continued to laugh at the young man. And I said, "Hey, ladies and gentlemen, please don't laugh at the young man. I'm grateful for anybody that tips me, whether it's cash or processed food or stock certificates, real estate parcel deeds, vehicle titles, golden, platinum, or palladium coins, anything like that goes in the tip jar. I'm grateful for, because again, this is my job. I'm not like a secret doctor doing this as a hobby on the weekends or anything. But then a young man in the audience at this particular show yelled out, "Hey, Bryan, write a song about the mac and cheese like the taco song." And again, usually you play a show and somebody's yelling out something like, "Hey, play Foreigner, play Bruno Mars," or play, what's that other band that everybody likes? Yeah. So the fact that they asked me to write a song about mac and cheese, it made me feel really good. So I wrote the song. It's called Mac and Cheese. Again, ladies and gentlemen, it's my cassette single. And before I start to play the song, there is an epilogue to my introduction. And that is that I also played that same venue again that same year. And the young man came to the second show. And he brought this second box of mac and cheese. And he put that in the tip jar as well. Thank you. So I am going to play the song in stereo for everybody here tonight with both boxes, since neither one of them have a hole in it right now to which the macaroni could leak out. So in stereo, my latest single, my latest cassette single, it is also on Spotify for the people that aren't with the times. Mac and Cheese. Mac and cheese, mac and cheese. I like to eat it when I please. I eat it when I'm on the go. I'm gonna eat some after the show. Look out, here comes the mac and cheese. Sometimes I put ketchup on it, sometimes not, depends on the mood I'm in. I eat it when I'm on the go. Gonna eat some after the show. Look out. First I am gonna heat it up, then I am gonna eat it up. Here comes the mac and cheese. I said, here comes the mac and cheese. Thank you. Once again, my single here. Now, this next song I'd like to perform, ladies and gentlemen, just since you've been such a friendly audience tonight here in Denver, Colorado. Again, if you missed my introduction, my name is Bryan Bielanski, and I'm a traveling musician from Charlotte, North Carolina, and this is my thing. This is what I do. I go city to city and play music for people. So this next song, it's a brand new song, and it is going to be on my future album, Bryan's Super Happy Fun Time 5, and that's going to be the sequel to the current album, Bryan's Super Happy Fun Time 4. So thank you very much for that. Very good with the hand gesture. Thank you kindly. Now this song is called I'm George Lucas. So George Lucas, for those who may not be aware, was the creator of Star Wars, and I'm a big fan of Star Wars, so I wrote a song about it. And also, ladies and gentlemen, this song has a message. It has a lesson. Much like in the 1980s, sitcoms always had a moral. Like, I believe in Family Ties, like Michael J. Fox learned not to talk about politics at the dinner table. And then in G.I. Joe, they had the lesson, like not to play with electrical wires that were sitting on the ground live. So this song has a lesson, everybody. Please listen to the lesson. And also, I'd like to invite everybody to sing along on this song. Now, it's got a very easy chorus, and I will also gesture with my hand when it's your part to sing. So, without further ado, I'm George Lucas, a brand new Bryan's Super Happy Fun Time exclusive just for the Lions Lair tonight. Jar Jar is the key to all this. If we get Jar Jar working, 'cause he's a funnier character than we ever had before. 'Cause I'm George Lucas. I spell G E O, yeah, R. All right. G, yeah, E, all right, L, U, C, A, S, George Lucas. All the YouTube bullies said my prequels sucked. So I sold Star Wars to Disney for $4 billion. 'Cause I'm George Lucas. I spell G E, yeah. O, all right. R G E L U C A S George Lucas. Well, first of all, thank you for spelling along with me, everybody. because sometimes I get so excited when I perform this song that I forget how to spell George Lucas. But now, in all seriousness, the lesson of the song that I mentioned earlier, bullying is a serious problem in our society. And if you know somebody that's being bullied or you are being bullied yourself, go get help immediately. You are not alone, and nobody deserves that kind of treatment in life because life is too short to be bullied. And as a secondary lesson, as we sat here together and spelled George Lucas, it was supposed to be funny, but we must remember that some people in life struggle with literacy. So if you know somebody that's struggling with literacy, either point them in the direction of community programs that can help them with their literacy, or maybe you could even take some time out of your own life to help somebody who's struggling with literacy, because us helping each other is the thing that can make our world a better place. These public service announcements were brought to you by Bryan's Super Happy Fun Time. Thank you very much. Thank you kindly. Thank you, folks. Thank you very much. Well, it looks like I have time for 2 more songs, and then we're going. I beg. 2 more songs, and then we're going to get to the interview now, ladies and gentlemen. In case anybody was interested what it's like to travel the world and live in a car, I'm going to talk all about it after the show here. Now, this next song I'd like to perform, it is another brand new song, and this song is brand spanking new. And this is another song about Star Wars, and this song is called The Jar Jar Saga. So, do we have any Star Wars fans in the house? 1. Good. So, so as I mentioned, you know, bullying can happen to anybody, and it even happened to George Lucas, the super rich, famous guy. A lot of people bullied him about Jar Jar Binks. So I thought Jar Jar Binks was really, really cool. So I wrote a song about Jar Jar Binks, and this song is called The Jar Jar Saga. It is my tribute to Jar Jar Binks. And I'm going to play it for you right now, ladies and gentlemen. Mooey, I love you. Mooey, Mooey, I love you. Mooey, I love you. Mooey, Mooey, I love you. Misa hata crunchin', last thing Misa wantin'. Misa hata crunchin', last thing Misa wantin'. Be gone with him. Be gone with him. Be gone with him. Be gone with him. Misa hata crunchin', that's the last thing Misa wantin'. Misa hata crunchin', that's the last thing Misa wantin'. Misa hata crunchin', that's the last thing Misa wantin'. Ma Misa hata crunchin', the last thing Misa wantin'. Misa hata crunchin', the last thing Misa wantin'. Misa hata crunchin', last thing Misa wantin'. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, the Jar Jar Saga. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is the final song of my performance. But again, this is Laxin at the Lair. So all those watching in internet land, thank you for tuning in. And all those here in real life, thank you very much for being here. And let us also give a big round of applause to the very friendly staff here at the Lion's Lair. Now, I don't know about y'all, but for me, as a traveling musician, I am so grateful to have a wonderful place like the Lion's Lair to stop in and share my songs with every time I am in Colorado. So this is going to be my final song, and it is another exclusive just for the Lion's Lair because I love the Lion's Lair so much. Now this song, it's going to be kind of like the George Lucas song, but instead of spelling, we're going to be counting, okay? So, but not only are we going to be counting, there's actually also an activity that goes along with this song. Now this song is called 50 Squats. So if anybody wants to do the activity with me, feel free to do that. If you'd like to count along, feel free to do that as well. Or if you'd like to just sit back, relax, and have a drink, that is quite all right as well. Whatever makes you feel good, that is what I am happy with because it's called Bryan's Super Happy Fun Time. Now, ladies and gentlemen, before I play this final song, I'd just like to let you know, since it is my new Bryan's Super Happy Fun Time tour, I have quite a bit of new merchandise. So as a matter of fact, we have Bryan's Super Happy Fun Time, the beanbag. Now this is the game where you put it in a little hole in the wooden board that's sitting on the floor. Or if you have a kitten or a puppy, it could also double as a pillow for your furry friend where they could like put their head down on it. So Bryan's Super Happy Fun Time, the beanbag. We also have Bryan's Super Happy Fun Time, the marble coaster. You'll see that this is made out of marble, so it doesn't get soggy like some coasters do. Bryan's Super Happy Fun Time, the marble coaster. And last but not least, we also have Bryan's Super Happy Fun Time, the baseball card here, which has, that's me on a baseball field with a guitar that I smash. But since I don't actually play baseball, instead of baseball stats on the back, there's things like, what is my favorite movie and what is my favorite food? Well, you'll know all that if you purchase the baseball card. And now, ladies and gentlemen, finally, my final song, it's called 50 Squats. Thank you very much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all been great. I am Bryan's Super Happy Fun Time. Stick around for my interview. Laxin at the Lair. Thank you, Lion's Lair.
Super happy!
Hello. Welcome to Laxing at the Lair, which all you guys are at the Lair. Episode number 66. I am Chuck Gibson, and my special co-host,
Travis Dowdy, and I'm excited to introduce
the co-host. I'm sorry.
And I'm excited for our special guest this week.
Hey, I am Bryan Bielanski, traveling musician from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Oh my God.
Hell yeah, man.
We have so much fun. This is going to be a great episode.
Hell
Hell
of a
yeah.
set to start off with. Like, definitely brought the energy, brought the funnies, like, brought the genuineness.
I laughed so hard I was crying.
Cool.
We have to do 50 squats when this is over. All four
Our
of
friend
us.
Angela did 50
No,
squats
we
in the
gotta do
audience. I don't know if you can
50
see it on the
squats.
stream, but
The best song ever written, the 50 squats, by the way.
Oh, well, thanks. It's it's all about having a good time. Bryan, super happy fun time. I try to live up to my name.
I think we were on 3. Now you're on 4. No, maybe you're on 4. Now you're on 5.
5 is coming out later this year. November 8th will be the debut of Bryan's Super Happy Fun Time 5. So, and 50 Squats will be on that album. So I'm just, trying out all the new material on the road right now.
that's amazing.
So I have to ask the first question. How the fuck did you find out about the Lion's Lair? I'm sorry, edit fuck. Let me read
Jesus
this.
Christ,
How did
Chuck.
you find out about the Lion's Lair?
Well, you know what? Every time I go anywhere in the United States, I try to find out the cool places. And, Lions Lair had a great reputation of people that treat independent musicians and artists like myself real good. I reached out to Demi and she gave me a chance back in 2022. And,
Awesome.
The rest is history. I've been here every year on every Bryan Super Happy Fun Time tour since. And
Fantastic.
I really
Number
appreciate
5,
y'all.
right? 5.
Love
We are
that.
coming up on 5. Yes, it is the tail end of the 4 tour, and the 5 tour is
So
going to
which
start.
album were you on when you first performed?
When I first performed here at the Lions Lair, I was on 2.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, this is my favorite question that I like to ask up top every time we have musicians in. It's kind of a two-parter. One, what was kind of like either a first track or what was that spark that, launched the catalyst to make you want to do what you do? And then 2, it's almost impossible to pick favorite albums, favorite bands, things like that. So I like to ask, what is your kick that you've been on this week of what you've been listening to in your personal life? And I'm trying to build a playlist from all the recommendations that I have been getting from our guests.
Great 2-part question. So the original song that made me want to play guitar and be a real life traveling musician was Helter Skelter by the Beatles. Because, my parents were big Beatles fans, but I always thought of them as like, I want to hold your hand and she
Sure.
loves you. And then when I heard the White Album and in particular Helter Skelter, I was like, man, this is the Beatles. Oh, I like this. And all the psychedelic stuff, all the weird avant-garde stuff. I think that was the stuff that really appealed to me and really made me want to be a musician. And as far as like music that I've been listening to this week, Little Sis Nora from Sweden. Now, she doesn't do albums. She only does singles, but she's got great singles.
What kind of genre is Little Sis Nora?
She is
We have no idea.
EDM.
Sweet, nice.
EDM. So
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
a little different. I'm all about variety.
Absolutely.
Rock and roll is definitely my main genre, but I listen to country. I've been listening to Gene Autry.
Yeah.
Just came from Texas, so I started doing the song "The Stars at Night Are Big and Bright." Deep in the heart of Texas. Yeah, so
Even as a non-country
I've
fan,
been
I know that one.
learning
You know
song.
what I mean? Like,
But
I'm like you. My stuff is as white as the ocean. You know what I mean? Of interest. Like,
Laredo. As I
Laredo.
walk down in Laredo one
Laredo.
day.
If you ever go
That's
to-
hardcore, Laredo.
Young cowboy.
It was always a joke when I lived in Northern California. If you've ever been to Lodi, you can understand the song "Stuck in Lodi" again, because that place is just awful. It's just the Bakersfield of the North.
Bakersfield.
I can't wait for my next 2 questions.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, because what was your first show and how much money did you make?
Oh,
What was your first show where you made money? I'm sorry.
My first show where I made money was a birthday party back in 1996, and we performed for 30 minutes, and I think we made $80 that I had to split between myself and my bass player and my drummer.
What were you
because I was in
playing?
a 3-person band back then.
What were you playing?
So, all originals.
Wow,
I used to be in a
Awesome,
punk
man.
band, and the punk band was called Anguish with a W.
Love that.
Anguish with a W.
ANGWISH. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. That's awesome.
Dude,
what do you
I
remember?
think it's amazing that you actually made money with original music.
How old were you at that show? If I can ask.
17 years old.
Wow.
My first paying gig at 17 years
That's
old.
amazing.
At the birthday party.
Did
Hell yeah.
you get any alcohol?
Wait, do I need any?
No, I mean,
At that show.
Oh, there was actually, I guess it was a birthday party at the cool mom's house where there was booze. So there were people
Like the Mean Girls cool
there were
mom,
other 17-year-olds that were like kind of passed out. But once again, it was the 90s, so it was kind of normal
Totally.
back then.
I mean,
it wasn't quite the same
I had
as
a
it is
house
these
like
days.
that in the early 2000s, but it was for
Do you
weed.
remember
Booze wasn't allowed, but weed was
17?
fine.
Yeah.
As long as it's under supervision, you know. what I mean?
Right,
Like,
yeah. And then,
Nobody's allowed to drive. Like,
Indeed, and that's quite important. Yes.
No, totally.
I mean,
That's awesome.
really, do you remember when you were 17?
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Oh, I have a
If I
picture.
knew now what I knew.
I
then.
actually just showed two of our friends in the room actually just a picture of me when I was 17, like not 10 minutes ago. And it's hilarious.
I don't think there's any
I'm somehow, it's like my
pictures
senior
made.
portrait, but yet I somehow look like a greaser and a jock at the same time. Like, we got like a
Oh,
black
man,
cutoff
I gotta
shirt, but
try to
like
find
my
a
Letterman
picture of me
jacket.
when I was 17.
Yeah,
It'd be
you know,
good.
17. It's a great.
Was that your first kind of band that you were with, or how long have you been playing?
It was
Like-
it was the only band I was with. So yeah, since I started playing guitar in 1993, I formed that band in 1996 and played shows with that band all the way up till 2018, and then I had like 80 different members in the band.
Wow.
We did all kinds of things. We toured internationally and coast to coast, and actually before we broke up,
He never gives up.
I'll do
You
it.
never give up.
right, we recorded an album with Steve Albini, the legendary producer that
Holy
did
shit.
Pixie, Surferosa, Breeders Pod,
Can
Nirvana's
you
In
please
Utero.
plug the album so that way I can find it later?
Oh, sure. It's called United States of Anguish. And again, that's Anguish with a W.
ANGWISH.
And that was what I used to do. I mean, before the Bryan Super Happy Fun Time days.
Yeah, so how do we get from Punk Bryan to Super Happy Fun Time Bryan?
Well, you know what? After doing the punk
What
thing.
a great question. Oh my God.
You know, it's funny because honestly, I consider what I'm doing now to still be punk. I mean, like,
Totally.
it's
There's elements
it's
for sure.
it's definitely not like, in your face guitars and electric guitars and drums punk, but I definitely still have that punk attitude, and I think
Sure.
that's what keeps me going, because in our world today, there's like a lot of musicians that are just lack sincerity and genuineness, and I just
Right.
always try to do that, and even though I'm an acoustic
I mean,
guitar
even
player,
true old punk, there are elements of it that are funny, that are heartfelt and genuine, and things
totally.
like that.
Ramones especially.
Oh, totally.
They
Absolutely.
had the humor
Yeah.
thing going.
So then, where does the idea of Bryan Super Happy Fun Time come about?
Well, it was just like it got to the point where it was like, exploring all the darker themes in the punk band. It was like it was time to do the 180, and it was time to just kind of it was kind of great to have the freedom of being a solo artist. And you know what? It's a lot easier to get booked as Bryan Super Happy Fun Time than as Anguish. Just when you're sending out your resume to people, it's
Well, I don't know.
Well,
you
your
know,
set's
play
overall
punk with
clean and
me.
things like that. Is that conscious of like, you want to be a punk, pop punk Raffi? Like,
well, it's funny, and even the other day I was playing a show in Jamestown, and we had,
thank you for understanding my Raffi reference. reference most people don't know.
Oh, he's the kid musician person, right? So there was some really nice young members of the audience, like maybe 5 or 6, and they came up to the stage and they were like, "Will you play the Jar Jar Saga again?"
That's
and it was
awesome.
like, man, that's so cool. So I did, of course, play the Jar Jar Saga again, and that's like that's been a big hit on the tour this year, which is going to be on Brian's Super Happy Fun Time 5, and it's exciting to play a song where I'm not playing guitar, or also the 50 squat song where I'm doing just some percussion instruments. It's just kind of
and literally just doing 50 squats.
yes, and you know what? Everybody could use a little exercise. Exercise releases endorphins that makes you feel better. So it's a great thing to incorporate into the show.
And you've mentioned, like, there's references to playing at libraries. Before the show started, we talked about, you've done multiple gigs and have upcoming gigs at homeless shelters and things like that. Where did that part, on top of touring as much as you do, kind of come from? Like, where does the give back start, and how do you balance that with, trying to make a living on the road?
Well, and very good question. And yeah, getting the bills paid is always an important part, because unlike a lot of traveling musicians I run into on my travels, they're like secretly a doctor working remotely, or a scientist,
sure.
or rockets. I know one that's a rocket scientist. I know one that's a lawyer, or they have like a rich wife. So, but me, I don't have the benefit of having some kind of external source of revenue to like subsidize what I do. So, I'm out there grinding, but at the same time, when I do have some spare time, I guess like whenever I can't find a paying gig, I will go and play at I'll play at a hospital. I've done juvenile detention centers. I've done youth group homes, like orphanages kind of things. So I do I'd rather, if I have a free day where I didn't get a paying gig, I'd love to go play for people that don't get the opportunity.
You got a few day gap before the next city, go find something to help.
I mean, and those are some of the best shows, because like I said, orphanages, hospitals, those folks don't get a chance to hear live music, because a lot of musicians don't think about.
And they're heavy
performing.
spaces too, and it's nice to provide levity. Like,
it's great. No, I mean, like I said, those are some of the best shows I've played.
That's awesome.
Hey, I heard that you started in 1993.
Yeah, that is when I began to play.
That's when I began.
No kidding. So we must be about the same age.
Oh yeah,
that is cool. That is cool.
I was like,
that's not true.
Because, like, if you think about it, 93, a lot of people weren't born.
Well, to those who may be watching that weren't born in 93, it was a great year to be alive, but now is a great year to be alive too. So I always say, seize the moment. I mean,
Agreed.
That's what I.
And I gotta ask this next question, because you've been making music so fucking long. What's the craziest gig you ever had? I mean, absolutely insane.
Could be positive, could be negative, could be whatever.
Insane.
Oh, the craziest gig I've ever played. Well, it was actually across the border down south to our friendly neighbors in Mexico. I actually performed at a dentist office waiting room, because as I mentioned off the air.
As you mentioned in your set, actually.
Off the air earlier, so as a as a traveling musician, you don't really get an insurance package.
Sure, totally.
So I discovered you could go to Mexico and get really cheap dental work done. And it was my first time ever playing in Mexico. And I asked the dentist, I was like, hey, can I play for the patients in the waiting room? And she said yes. And I played for the patients in the waiting room in the dentist office waiting room in Mexico, and it was great.
That's awesome.
So that was neat. Lots of other interesting little gigs. Also, the Thanksgiving's Day parade in Charlotte that I did about 10 years ago. So that was really fun too. In the parade,
were you in a?
I was on a float.
With
animatronic dinosaurs.
Nice. If you ever get invited again, please let me know so I can tell my family that all lives in the Kannapolis and Concord and Charlotte area, so that way they can go show up.
I am going to try to hit them up this year. I would love, like I said, that was several years ago when I did that Thanksgiving.
What were you playing? what were you playing? What music? I mean,
So that was when I was still with my group. It was like actually the last year of the band before I turned into Bryan's Super Happy Fun Time, and I played a song. It was the song recorded by Steve Albini called Punk Rock Queen. So,
Great.
so it was,
so
it was
you're
really
on a
fun.
float
Oh, yeah, and by the
doing
way,
punk rock queen.
To
off the air,
125,000 people.
Off there, you and I are going to talk about Steve Albini for like an hour. I would
good.
love to like pick your
No
brain
way,
about
man.
working
He was
with
a- he was a
like,
cool guy.
man's a true genius.
He
like,
was, there wouldn't be independent music the way it is right now were it not for him. I mean,
completely agree.
He came up with so much, the DIY ethic. I mean, he pioneered that. And,
Totally.
the whole, you don't need a record label. You don't need a drummer. His band Big Black had the drum
Yep.
machine. So he was, and in person, he was such a friendly guy and very professional. And he had,
His shit was like find an angle and just go. Like, and
yeah,
that was-
it was a true privilege to record with him.
that's awesome. I would love to bug you about that after the
to
show
go
because
back to
otherwise
the
this will
float.
be 3 hours long.
Hold on, I go back to the float. What was the float about? I mean, you were playing music on a float. What was it about?
Right, and I always wonder that. I'm on a float with animatronic dinosaurs, and I still didn't know exactly what our music had to do with
What was that
animatronic
about?
dinosaurs.
I mean-
Yet it was still cool to have there was a T-Rex and a brontosaurus, and there was just a girl sitting there in a safari,
you played
a
punk rock
safari
music, Brian.
costume, just sitting there like this, just staring off into space as me and my drummer are.
What was the name of
We're
the
getting an
parade? Like
idea for our
what
float.
day was it?
Yeah, it was Thanksgiving's Day.
That's right. So it's a Thanksgiving parade.
Thanksgiving's Day Parade 2016.
I imagine that float was probably like the big nature science museum that's there or something
I
like
guess.
that.
Playing
Like-
punk behind you.
but that combination still makes no sense even for them.
I know.
But I love
did
it. I love it.
Dinosaurs,
Though.
punk rock, who knows? But it was still cool. It was very cool.
Okay, so we were talking before that last year you did about 11 and a half months touring. This year you're doing about 10. When it comes to you in Charlotte, like, do you have like an apartment or is just all your shit in storage, or like what's kind of the deal there, and
that's
why
very good.
Charlotte?
Well, okay. So, yes, all my stuff is in storage, and I squat
There you
in
go.
the storage area.
Nice.
That's how. That is.
But is all your family in Charlotte or something like that? That's why you keep going
my
back.
mom
or?
lives in Charlotte, so I like to be close to her when I am not on tour. But yeah, I hope the storage area isn't watching this. But yeah, I squat in so it's
Oh,
like.
start a GoFundMe.
Yeah, GoFundMe.
Fund this guy.
I never liked begging. Like
No,
You're
for
out there doing the
money,
work already,
Well,
This-
yeah, and honestly, the storage area, I've had that storage area for 10 years. So, and it's built up like a little DIY apartment. So it's kind of
Nice.
cool. And yeah,
That's
I squat
awesome.
in a storage area. That's
right.
how I afford to do what I do.
That's awesome, dude.
Tony,
I'm
I have one last two-part question. Then you want to move on to the next section after
Oh
that?
yeah, definitely.
Because we could sit here for 3 hours, but we got to keep it. We got to keep it tight.
3 hours, I'm all about it.
I've been on the road for like half my life, and it's crazy.
It's the greatest feeling, though, isn't it? I mean,
yeah,
it's just
I
the
want to go back
greatest.
out there. I want to hop in your van.
I wish I had a van.
Oh, you might have one. You don't know.
You saw what I
before we
rode up
leave.
in.
Yeah, if we have
I
any,
play
if we have any
banjo
people that
lately.
own car
Like-
dealerships in the audience,
Hey,
let's hook them up
Thorne,
with
I'm
a
gonna be
van.
on for like 6 months. All right.
All right, so last two-part question before we move on to our next section of the podcast is, one, what is your dream venue to play that you haven't played yet, and two, explain why you have such a variety of almost like weird merch. Why beanbags? Why coasters? I can understand cassettes. I can understand CDs. I can understand shirts. But why some of the other eccentric
Stairs and
items? So
lighters.
dream place to play, and kind of walk us through the merch.
Okay, the dream venue, and I have actively attempted to make this dream come true, is Antarctica, because
Oh, shit. All right.
Antarctica is one of the only. It is like the only place
I got you Red Rocks
in the
like
world
tomorrow.
that you can't just go to.
Totally.
You can only go to Antarctica if you're working there.
Yep.
So I have applied many times to go to Antarctica and work as a server or a cook, and then
Just
they
to get one set in.
just
like-
because they do at these little total scientific basis, they do gigs every Friday and Saturday, and then the employees, they are the ones that play the gigs.
Totally. They kind of build their own talent show.
We gotta do a little edit. You remember Dave
Antarctica.
Strunk? Everybody thought was lost. And then we found him. He was a regular here. He does Antarctica every 6 months. So I
6
can
months,
get you a gig there.
Dude.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, we'll hook you up with David, who was literally missing for
he
like
put
3
his
months.
picture up on this. I mean,
Antarctica,
Pat,
yes.
Because Dave is a really good friend of mine. And he goes there 6 months out of the year and 6 months back.
Right, and that sounds right, because that's what it is. You do 6 months tours down there.
There's one condition: you're taking me with you.
Well, hey, you know what?
There's no fucking way you're going to Antarctica without me. Yeah.
But I will say this: they work some grueling hours. I mean, you have to work 55 hours a week, I think. And I was like, it's worth it to play the Fridays and Saturdays.
I'll play 55
even if you just get a 1 month contract.
No, you don't play 55 hours. You work at the restaurant 55 hours, and then you get to do the gigs on Friday and Saturday.
And you probably get a 20-minute set.
I'm a pretty good cook.
Right, exactly.
I'm a good cook. I can cook some food.
All right,
Hell
let's
Antarctica, I'm there, brother.
all right, Chuck. Let's move on to our.
Oh, hey.
Let's move on to our next section. I know
Our next section,
before we move on to good things going on in Denver, want to shout out our sponsor.
Fuck yes, tequila. Because it's tequila from Denver.
Yeah,
My
if you haven't
friend
listened to our episode with Chad,
started from Denver. He got it from Mexico. It's a great episode, like 55 or something. It's
a great
amazing.
episode. He's just
66.
total sweetheart of a guy, and also would like to remind you at this time to please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Laxin at the Lair on YouTube. You get the high quality
We're looking
episodes
for
if you're
sponsors.
following us on the stream. We're getting close to, I think we're at 108 subscribers at this moment, which is fantastic. We've done a lot of great work in the last couple weeks. You can also find us at Laxin at the Lair on Instagram as well.
I want to say we might have a weed. Is Marshall in the house? He was going to sponsor us.
Let's not talk about potential sponsors till they're actual sponsors.
Well, he's going to be one of their buddies.
But I'm so stoked that we now have 108 subscribers on the YouTube channel right now. If you're a fan of Bryan, if you're a fan of a lot of the other stuff that we've been doing, if you're
Pat
a
Nagel,
Facebook live stream member,
love
please go and contribute. Comment on even some of your favorite episodes or favorite moments. Make fun of me. That would be really great as well. I'm always down for a good roast.
Do not make fun of me. Do not.
Chuck is sensitive. I am not. All right. I got a couple good things going on in Denver. Do you have anything, Chuck, before we begin?
Avalanche. Fuck yeah. Sorry.
Hell yeah to the Avalanche. Did you pour shots? Are we doing one? Or
Are
we not?
we doing? You want one?
Heck yeah. All right.
Fuck yeah.
All
All right. So while they're doing that, shout out to the Avalanche, of course. Hopefully the Nuggets can get it together and keep this series alive. My couple things, which we'll do right after this shot. I've had a very interesting week on trying to find good things going on in Denver. I have an update for you that are regulars on the milk situation, which we'll get into in a second.
Milk? What's up with milk?
Did it?
All right, so the first one I want to do is I was hanging out here not literally a couple days ago. I was hanging out outside, and there was this man. He wants to remain anonymous, but I asked him to take a picture with me, and Pat's going to be throwing it up right now. But he was going out, had just come from an event with a box of donuts, and was giving it to the homeless people here on Colfax. And I wanted to, just, he asked where somebody was because I saw somebody, there was an empty wheelchair. I was like, pretty sure they're up the alley. I helped him hand out a couple donuts, which was really cool. And then I asked him, like, hey man, is this just something you're doing on your own, or do you have a GoFundMe or like any way to pay so you can continue your work? And he responded with like, no sir, nothing like that at all. I was just at an event earlier and had a ton of leftovers and I took to pass out. I just do this whenever I find the opportunity. I would love it if you would share with your listeners that I would encourage them to remember that kindness is free. It doesn't take much to acknowledge a human being. And and he wants to remain anonymous, so we're just going to call him my friend M for now. But there's a picture of us together that should be on the screen right about now. And it was
make me cry.
It was such a great moment of it was pure random, and he was looking to do something good and asked for some help. And you know, as we all know, those of us who are here regularly know a lot of this community, and you know, just always down to help.
You know,
when good people are trying to do good works, and it's been the sentiment of my life that has given me everything I have is please and thank you gets you a lot, and good people find good people, and good people do good works.
You know, I gotta say that every bar in Denver should have Narcan.
Yep, every bar.
You know, literally in this bar we saved like 4 people.
Hell yeah.
You know, and if you don't have it, it's dumb.
All right. The next thing I have coming up, which I personally find is equally awesome and community based yet hilarious, is there is Sunday medieval combat at James A. Bible Park.
Where the fuck
here
is
in
that?
Denver, Colorado.
I'm there. You there?
No, I'm in fucking Vegas.
There is no. They do it every Sunday. Every Sunday. So this is a regular thing going on. Of people that are looking to learn, looking to explore that type of martial art. They're bringing their own materials and all of that, full on swords and
like
armor no, it's more like broadswords and shields.
Real shit.
Yeah, like this is the poster.
Real shit, I mean,
of all of them, which Pat would be pulling up right now. And they're just looking to make friends, build a community, because there are different medieval fighting groups in like gyms and stuff in town, but they're all on like a 2-year wait list. So it seems like these people are just like, hey, I've got supplies, I'll be in the park, do you want to learn? And I think that's really fucking rad.
There's a 2-year waiting list
for some of like the leagues and like schools and stuff. Yeah, like the wait list is that long. Now, the third thing I want to bring up, which is my last thing to bring up, is the 3-week conclusion of the milk chugging contest. So, as you guys have heard me talk about over the last 2 or 3 episodes, there was a bit that this guy's friends did to him, and on April 1st put up on a bunch of telephone poles being like, oh, you think you can chug milk? Want to drink milk with me? I want to do a milk chugging contest with his contact information. And he got so many responses that he decided to do it, and 100 people showed up at a park last Sunday, right around the time we were doing the podcast.
I told you could not drink a gallon.
There was something at least 40 competitors all trying to do it. Bunch of milk vomiting everywhere. It was apparently awesome.
A gallon of milk.
I found through the subreddit and through his username, which was Uttermilk, which I found hilarious, that he just leaned into it. That was a bit that his friends did to him. He decided to accept it and just create this public event. And there's a link in the description of this episode of clips from Uttermilk and his friends, a video that they took of the day, and shout out to all of them of having a bit turn into
milk.
A public event, and that milk. Type of dumb shit is what Denver's all about. Like, I love that.
Do a gallon
something
of milk?
That started out as a bit that turned into
anybody make the challenge.
No, of course nobody. You can't physically hold that in your body. But I love that something that started out as a bit between friends became an actual public event, and that people were just down. Like, that's amazing. I love this city. I love these weird ass people.
If anybody in this planet right now can send a video into our podcast.
No, I have it. Tony,
a gallon of milk.
Chuck, I've already got it. Chuck, I've already got the video. It is now in the description of this episode. It is on the screen right now going. Like, I've already worked it out with Pat, Chuck. I've already worked it out. So now you're seeing this. Picture me at 14 years old. I did that shit.
Like, if you go whole milk, you're
moving on to our last section.
All right.
Of the podcast. I know you've been a previous guest. So this is the section where you get to ask us a question. Good to see y'all.
You're fucking amazing.
Love y'all.
Thank you for hanging out. Really, truly.
Have a good one. Good to see you, Kevin and Angela. Thank you for subscribing. They're one of the reasons why we're at 108 right now. They literally subscribed 20 minutes ago. But you get to ask us a question. My general rule is I'll answer anything up until I have to claim the Fifth Amendment, which has burned me in the past.
I cannot wait for this question.
So, do you want to? Is it one question to both of us or individual? Whatever you want to do, man.
It is one question to both of y'all, and it's not too controversial of a question. I'm a big science fiction fan.
Hell yeah.
If you could visit any planet in the solar system besides Earth, of course, because that's the planet we're on, what planet would you like to visit?
Oh, I've got a super quick, easy answer to this. It's not a planet you can land on because it is a gas giant. But when the Cassini project was going on around Saturn, that blew my mind away. And like, if there's ever a way to where I can get there and back, but just to sit in the orbit of Saturn and look at the rings, look at the moons, look at the hexagon auroras that are on it. Like ever since Cassini and even some of the early Voyagers, they were getting some of the images from that. Like it blew my mind. And Saturn has always been my favorite planet. And I was so sad that they just now finally last week turned off the final instruments on Voyager 1.
Well, I didn't know that. And Chuck, what planet?
I will be on the dark side of the moon.
Nice.
Where,
all right.
Like, we already know, I'm sorry. I've been, like, getting money from, like, defossilizing it, digging into it. So I got a little home there. And, if you want to take a trip with me, Elon Musk, and we all hang out.
Well,
we're like good buddies.
Can it be funded by anybody
It only
else?
costs now, ladies and gentlemen, if I may, I did actually have a GoFundMe.
Pluto, like, that's not a planet
GoFundMe to go into outer space and record a video in outer space.
That would be amazing.
I've since relinquished that dream, but
well, let's at least get you on the Vomit Comet.
It was only like $200,000,
like
to go into space.
You want to shoot music in outer space?
Yeah, if I could
and you're telling me it's $200,000.
$200,000 to go into outer space.
We gotta figure this out.
I know, right? That's what I was saying. Now I did do a GoFundMe, but
if this video gets 30 million views,
half my music's in it, right?
All right. Well, if we can make it happen,
plus a GoFundMe donation,
you can do a song and I'll do a song.
Not GoFundMe because they take I have to pay.
I'll be your camera guy.
I think I did Kickstarter back then. I can't remember.
Was
it Kickstarter? Whoever gets the most money will get the A side, and whoever gets the second amount of most money will get the B side of the single.
Could I ask a question? What is your answer to your question to us? What is your favorite planet in the solar system?
Oh, well, I would want to go to Pluto because I was very sad that the scientific community...
You would be a guy that is upset about Pluto being declassified.
The scientific community declassified Pluto as a planet because growing up, Pluto was a planet.
Pluto is a planet.
To me, it still is.
Prove me wrong.
In 2006, they deregulated it, declassified it.
Yeah, but
so Pluto, that's
a planet.
And you could actually land on Pluto as opposed to some other.
No, it's actually has a solid surface. Yeah, totally.
Right.
And some of the newest pictures that even James Webb has put out of it and stuff is
I got a
incredible.
Question for you.
Yes.
Would you go to Mars? Would you take this?
The one way.
It's like a couple-year trip.
If I had the opportunity,
go to Mars, would you?
If I had the opportunity, like if Elon Musk or whoever,
even if it's a one-way trip,
I would definitely do it without a question.
Wow.
I mean, no question about it. I would take that one-way trip.
That's awesome.
No question about it. Yes, because would that not be the most exciting? I mean, we as human beings, we don't have very many experiences on a cosmic level. There's very few things that kind of accentuate what we are in the universe, but some of them are music, art, comedy. But I think getting the chance to go to Mars, even if it was a one-way trip, yes, I would.
And
take
you want
that
to talk
trip.
about a definition of a true once in a lifetime?
You know
a trip.
that
That would be a true trip. But
they're trying to get couples, so you'd have to get a female to go with you.
well,
Like, you'd have to rock
that would be the real.
You can find his
challenge.
Tinder
That would be the
profile
real
on his
challenge.
website.
You gotta have some loving, brother.
I just deleted my Hilly profile. so-
That's all right.
Well,
Like,
he's about to be famous enough to where you can find him on
I
Riot.
just said you go there with Mars and all that. I mean, who would you pick?
You know what? I mean, I guess I don't know. Like,
Let's not put him on the spot like that.
do they have to be alive? Can it be somebody?
No.
Right. All right, great. Maybe
You just like carry
Helen of
Hendrix's body
Troy?
with you
I mean,
or some
I
shit.
don't know. You know.
No, let's not get back into dead bodies. I heard that was a whole thing last time. Let's not go into that.
Oh, why did?
If you want to dig back into the discography of this podcast, you can find that shit out. So let's wrap it up here. What are your next couple gigs? Where can we find you?
Yeah,
I would love our audience to start following your journey.
Awesome. Well, like I said, I'm doing a few homeless shelter gigs, one here in Denver and one up in Laramie. Of course, those are both private for the
so
residents of the
fucking
shelters.
awesome, man.
But I am
awesome.
playing the Great Untamed up in Laramie. They're a great DIY independent venue. A lot like the Lion's Lair here. They treat independent musicians real good. So that's the main venue I'd like to plug. But I just want to say thank you guys here at the Lion's Lair. I mean, you guys do not realize, like a working musician like myself, you guys are a godsend. I mean, it is a true pleasure and a highlight of every tour when I make a stop here at Lion's Lair.
It is an honor to have you, especially
Thank
me meeting you for the first time. I know you've known
Indeed,
Chuck for a
Travis.
while.
Yeah.
Couple
You
shout outs.
had the crowd, dude.
Couple
I
shout outs
fucking
real
love
quick
it.
before we end the
I thought you
episode.
said
I remember
couple shots,
Thorn.
like we were going to do a couple more tequila shots.
Couple more shout outs before the end of the episode. I know that Thorn sent this to me earlier, is that I forgot about this for the good things going on in
That's
Denver.
warm.
Colorado Breweries won big with 23 medals at the World Beer Cup, which shout out to our awesome beer community here in Denver. Also, shout out to producer Pat. We love him so much.
Yeah.
And he wanted a specific shout out for a live stream. Homie of ours named Greg, who used
He's
to work
been
here.
laughing. That's good.
Gary, back in the day. We see you, Gary. Please come out sometime so I can meet you, because I don't think we've had the opportunity to meet each other. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. You get to see awesome stuff like this, and let's help make this shit some real shit. Like, love y'all. Thank you so much.
Can I
Please.
say one more thing?
Yes, you
Big
may.
round of applause to Ben taking care of us all tonight behind
Agreed.
the bar. And thank you, Thorn, too. Also, and even though she's not here right now, Demi, I mentioned her
Hell
earlier.
yeah.
She's the one responsible for me
She
being
came
here.
down here.
So, yeah. So
She
thank
came
you.
down
And
here.
thank you guys very much. I
This
really
is-
appreciate y'all.
this-
And
been
by
so
the
much
way,
fun.
We call Ben number 3.
Number 3, like Dr. Evil.
All right.
Number 2.
He's number 3.
All right, Chuck.
Number 3.
Chuck, hit the outro.
All right, here we go. This has been Laxin at the Lair, episode number 66 in the books. Thank you, Pat. Thank you.
I'm your host. We do it
Travis.
like the intro, man. We've been
All
really
right,
failing on
I am
this
Chuck
the last 3
Gibson.
episodes. So let's just try this
I
again.
just went Pat Nagel. And,
I don't know what's been up with
Travis.
Chuck lately, but
You-
try it again, man. Do it like the intro.
All right. 8.
Yeah.
That's a YouTube short.
Hold on 1 second. I got it. I guarantee you I got this.
Do you want me to do it? Like, you want to do the reverse?
No, I got it. I just got to take some.
Maybe we should start doing the outros as the reverse.
All right. Wait a minute.
Come on. I believe in you.
All right. This is a fuck it. God.
Center. Yeah, the YouTube is way better than the live stream.
This is no, you do it. You got to do it.
This has been episode 66 of Laxin at the Lion's Lair. I am your host, Travis Dowdy, with my awesome co-host.
Chuck Gibson.
And our very wonderful special guest.
Bryan Bielanski.
Thank you all so much for hanging out with us. Have a great night.
Bielanski. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a great night, everybody. We love you.